He won't have enough speed. Yep.
What up, tribe? We have with us today an expert swimmer, an avid snowboarder, and an overall chill girl straight out of San Diego, California, Miss Ashlie Watson. What's up, Ashlie? How you doing?
Hello, Roger. I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you doing today?
Yo, I think I'm okay. I'm okay. I see you are situated in your crisscross applesauce pose, tree in the background. You're looking like you are in peace. Is that a reflection of your spirit? Are you actually in peace?
I am feeling very in peace. I went snowboarding today. I got to sleep in. Yesterday was the last day of work, so had a slow morning, took a few laps, had a job interview. Now I'm here sitting under a tree talking to you.
That's what's up. And let me say first, it makes so much sense that you are from San Diego, California, because my theory is that the freest Black people in the world come from San Diego. I've never met a Black person from San Diego that felt in any way confined by their Blackness. I know Black people in San Diego were into anime way before anime was popping, and we're into comic books. My homies from San Diego turned me on to carne asada fries. And so I know almost every Black person I know. Say it again.
The California burrito.
Right, that too. San Diego has the best Mexican food, but I want to get back into my Black people from San Diego. So yeah, like San Diego has this eclectic and very chill breed of Black people from what I have experienced. Can you speak to why perhaps that is? What is it about San Diego that creates that kind of Black folk?
I really don't know. Actually, where I grew up in San Diego I grew up in Carmel Mountain, which is between Penasquitos and the city of Poway. And so I was within my community, the minority as a Black person, and didn't really have that many Black friends growing up. So I can't necessarily speak to the greater all Black people or cool Black people in San Diego. But I can speak to where I grew up. All my friends were like different cultures, just not my culture. So I was exposed to a lot of different ways of living and interest. One of my best friends was really into anime when she was in middle school, and so I would like go over and she'd be like, hey, watch a show with me. Like, it's so good. I'd be like, okay, we'd be sitting up on the couch. And then my brother was also into anime, and that got me into comic books. And then working at a swimming pool, being a lifeguard, I worked with people who surfed. And it was just, even though I didn't necessarily grow up with Black people, I would go and diverging, but I would go meet them, find them, I guess, doing other things, and then introduce them to things that I would be doing, vice versa. I don't know how I got here exactly.
It's all good. It's all good. But you are a snowboarder. That's what struck me about you. Not only are you a snowboarder, but you teach snowboarding. And I want to know, how did that happen? Because I went, so full disclosure, I went up to the ski resort up there outside of Tahoe, and was looking to learn looking to take a beginner snowboarder lesson. And lo and behold, the woman giving me my boots and the board and all that was a sister. And I said, my God. and you turned me on to what snowboarding means to you, and or you told me what snowboarding means to you, and I just want to know, like, if you could tell the tribe, how did that happen? How did you get into snowboarding and develop a passion for it?
Um, well, when I was living in San Diego, I learned how to surf,
Mhm.
and I love water. It's all started with water. I love water. And so surfing was just my language. It made sense being out in the water. And after doing that for a while, I got really good at it. And I was thinking it would be cool to switch it up a little bit. I've never lived in the snow or done snow sports before. So why not go and learn how to snowboard? So I did. I moved over to Truckee in Soda Springs, and I got a job as a rental tech at Sugar Bowl and in the rental shop. And I went and I took ride breaks and I snowboarded every day, either at work or after work at a different park. And after becoming more confident in it, I went over to ski school one day during my lunch break. And I said, hey, I would like to work here as a snowboard instructor. And they were like, okay. And I was completely honest. I've maybe only snowboarded like twice in my life before moving up here. And I told them my time frame window of snowboarding experience and where I'm at right now. And they put me on lessons with one of the other instructors, and they were like, oh, good.
How did Truckee? I'm just listening to you tell your story. I'm not a free spirit. You, I don't know if you would describe yourself as a free spirit, but you're just like, yeah, but what? I just moved to Truckee. Like, what? How do you just move to Truckee? Like, what? How does that come about?
Well, I found Truckee. One of my old housemates was from this area,
Mhm.
and she was telling me about how beautiful Sugar Bowl was and how many different ways down the mountain you can get, and you can go backside and traverse over, and it just sounded so magical. I was like, I have to see this place. So I ended up in Truckee.
That's what's up. All right, let's get back to that board. When you're on that snowboard and you're going down that hill, could you take us through your thought process of what that feels like when you are zooming down a snow-capped mountain?
Feels
On
like you're
the snowboard?
flying.
It's like flying.
It's like flying, especially when you hit jumps, you're flying.
Wow. What is your mental? What is your soul? What is your makeup? Oh, lost you. Yeah. You're back. You're back. What is going on in your head? I've never flown before. Well, I've flown on Southwest, but like, so
Thought
what does it feel like?
process.
What does it feel like?
Um,
Like, what are you thinking?
Sometimes, it really depends on the day and my mindset. Like today, when I went riding, I was a little blocked mentally, so I wasn't going as fast as I usually do, and I
Mhm.
was thinking about logistics more than um, like floating. Because sometimes when I snowboard, I'm just floating, and it just feels light
Mm,
and easy, like the way the board moves along the snow when
mm,
you're carving, and it's relaxing for me, and I feel at peace. But then other days, it'll be more logistical, where I'm like, okay, if I go too hard on my toe edge, or I don't line up my board with the mountain in just the right way, in this next turn, I might catch an edge, and I get fully in my head because I'm thinking about every little part that goes into it. Depends.
man, that's something else. You're more likely, more often than not, you're the only African American on that mountain. Yes, when you snowboard.
Yes. I don't often run into other African Americans on the mountain.
Yeah. What
I
do
get
you
excited if I do though.
Why do you think that that is? What do you think it would take to get Black people to take to skiing and snowboarding and that type of activity? Because I'll say what. So I went snowboarding once, as you know. I found it to be extremely difficult, and I fell really hard, and that was 2 weeks ago, over 2 weeks ago at this point, and my tailbone still kind of hurts, but
Mm. The
but
tailbone injury it's a reoccurring one.
I fell very
Continue.
hard on my ass, and so I I couldn't. I respect you and Sean White and everybody in between that gets down so much more now, because it was I could not stand on my board, right? But like I know that a lot of my other brothers and sisters might really take to that. But what do you think would need to happen in order for that to be an option for young Black teenagers to seek that kind of therapy that you enjoy? What do you think would it take to attract them to those mountains?
To attract them to those mountains. Well, I don't really see why um I guess it would be like outreach, right? How are you connect? Because how is it that like white communities get attracted to being on the mountains, yet it's not wildly accessible for Black communities?
Mhm.
And maybe it's like gerrymandering, where
Mhm.
we're containing people in living quarters geographically on the map, um, and who has more access and means of getting there. Because I know that the only way that I afforded to do this is I work to snowboard. I,
Right.
I work full time so I can have a pass and go either on work or days off. So I think that this is a really expensive sport. And not that, sorry, I'm thinking.
It's all good. Thinking is allowed.
Yeah. um, I guess just having a cheaper means to, or more accessible. I've already said that, but I don't know how to make it more accessible. Do you know how to make it more accessible?
Well, I was thinking like if a recruitment effort happened, it would have to be you and not me, because your experience with snowboarding is a whole lot better than mine. And so, and so I was thinking, you would have to pitch it to the people that could possibly diversify the mountain. And I was thinking a means of that pitch could be what we're doing right now.
This is a good idea.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I know you had some real good runs a few days ago. You guys were in costume and doing all that. Like, what was that experience like?
Oh, that was super fun. We had onesie theme. So I was a dinosaur. My friend Hazel was a unicorn, and we had a mermaid as well. That was Shay.
Mhm.
Then we switched over to 70s themed. So we had a disco on the mountain. And also when I ride, I usually stick a speaker in my backpack. So I'm just bumping.
What are some of your favorite artists? Who are some of your favorite artists that you like to snowboard to?
I like to snowboard to Prince.
Nice, 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 nice,
My
nice.
favorite run of the day today, I was listening to Erotic City going down. It was good.
Right. Cool, 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 cool. So yeah, so we talked about you're a student at UC Santa Cruz right now, but you know you're taking your time, and I commend you for taking your time. And you also spoke to me about that you had with depression, and we do talk about mental health and mental health awareness like on this podcast, and especially like within the Black community. And I was wondering, could you tell us about that bout with depression and how you managed to pull yourself out of it?
Well, I guess I'll start with I've been going to therapy for the past 5 years now. And that's something that I think is very important. I actually go to therapy weekly, and I think that mental health is an ongoing journey that is easy to forget about because you can't see it. It's not like when I get injured snowboarding, I feel it very prominently. I can either see it or I feel it. But mental health, you oftentimes don't feel it until you're like in it. But I think the symptoms of dealing with like mental illnesses are subtle until they're not, if that makes sense.
That makes perfect sense. Yes.
Um, that being said, my first therapist that I ever had, or no, second, she had me come up with a list of coping skills, ways that I could relieve stress, anger, emotions that aren't necessarily healthy to hold on to. And because I've always been a competitive swimmer, just I need like exercise. I'm also type 1 diabetic, so exercise helps me to regulate my blood sugar levels. And I added just like different things and like threw myself into surfing. And that year I could see the progression of the rise in my mental health. When I would throw myself into these things that truly sparked joy and happiness. I think that it would be important for there to be more awareness about mental health throughout the Black communities, like everywhere. I think that would be cool. I know at like family gatherings, it's happened where we were kind of like, what? You go to therapy? Like, you shouldn't say that too loud, you know? And I'm like, why? I'm going to see a doctor for my brain, just as you would go to see a doctor for your body, your physical form.
Nice.
Mind, body, soul.
Nice.
We heal all of it.
Nice, 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 nice. And I know you spoke about, man, this surfing thing. We had a surfer, Mr. Dr. Olga Yashira Diaz. She talked about her experience with surfing, and you surfed and then you snowboard as well. And you're drawn to the water, like all these, you're defying all these stereotypes, right? Because they say that American Black people, well, you know, there's truth to that. Statistically, American Black people, due to segregation and not having access to pools, are not as exposed to the water as our Caucasian counterparts. But you, on the other hand, you took to the water very early, and so how did that influence you by just like diving in the water and swimming, and not only swimming but teaching swimming? Like, how did your relationship to the water, how do you think that that impacts you as an adult now?
Um, I feel like it has given me peace as far as connection to the water goes, because I always have something that I can go to that will just fully cleanse my energy. And I think that's very important to me. As far as like teaching goes, that's just a cool thing, because swimming is so important. That is a life skill that I believe from the bottom of my core everyone should have. I don't care what, if you're purple, you need to know how to swim. That's important. So I feel honored that like my parents noticed that when I was a baby, I would fall asleep when they put me in the tub. I was just so relaxed. And so they immediately put me in swimming. I was a competitive swimmer all of my life. And I feel it's just second nature. So it's really cool feeling to be able to teach someone this skill that's just like always been a part of me. And then you can watch them progress and get better and watch the things click inside their brain. And they're like, oh yeah, these muscle movements, because it's weird. It's like weird muscle movements, especially like you're doing something crazy like butterfly.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take your class. I'm you know, one of those people that can't swim.
It's okay, Rob.
A little bit. I can swim underwater a little bit, but all this
A little bit. Can you blow the bubbles?
No.
No.
Well, you know what? Yeah, I can somewhat. I can blow I go like a little bit, but okay. I don't think that I could save a life like, you know, my own. And I've never swam and then be like, oh, I feel at peace. Like I don't do it that way.
I had some students that would tell me that. They're like, I swim and I feel stressed.
Hey, but I'm a rock with you. So could you pitch, like, what if you teach swimming to children and adults?
Yes.
Okay.
I used to work at the YMCA.
Okay, so like, how can someone, you know what? I see if you could focus on just Black people like me, man, just like hood swim, getting Black people.
Like a foundation that teaches Black people to swim. I think that would be a really cool thing.
I'm saying that
if that was out there.
I only want 25%. So when you pitch that, I only
for creating the idea, right?
That's it, just 25%.
That's it. Oh.
You can keep the rest. But all right, for sure. So how can people reach out to you if they want to learn how to swim, or I don't know if you do the social media thing or whatever, but how can people reach out?
Do the social media thing. You can follow me at ash.tw. I make it easy to find me. That's me everywhere. My phone is dying.
Okay. For sure. Could you flip it real quick? You gotta Oh no. Oh, I can't see you now. Oh, Ash. Ash. Yo. I can't see you, man. Ash, what up?
These jokes are pretty easy to. Yes! Oh! Hi! Nothing it. I just built a snowman, you know. Just build a snowman. Okay. Oh, I missed.
Okay, we're back. New trees, new day, new wardrobe. We're getting it together. So, so for sure. So a few more questions. Last time we were talking about you taking time off for yourself to get it together. What do you have to say for those young people that are slaves to the deadline, and they have to graduate by this age, and they have to be married by this age and have this many kids by this age? And what do you have to say to those people that are afraid to take a break, even though they might need one?
It's okay to stop and slow down. I feel like people view life as like a race of deadlines. But deadlines are pretty stressful, so it kind of sucks to just be living by deadlines your entire life. Why not go on vacation, take a second to like stop on the side of the road, sit, buy some treats, and just chill. Um, I took a break from school because school is a stressful thing for me. It doesn't necessarily come easy for me. The whole studying, deadlines, the whole 9 yards. All of school it's a process. And so I think that mental health is really important, and it's important to be aware of what is slowing you down in a negative direction, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense of, I know I said that, like, try to slow down, and like, but I feel like there are different ways to slow down. I should use different words, but but there's like the slow down and take your time, like relax, breathe, meditate, gather your senses and your grounding and surroundings and everything. And then there's the being slowed down in, I guess, life productivity. So in the sense of mental health with life productivity, not taking care of your mental health and being hindered by that would slow you down in a way that makes it more difficult for you to be a productive member of society. If you're having a breakdown the morning of your test or before work or something, you're not productive to that team or to do your things.
For sure, Ashlie. So I have one final question. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much do you think that you look like Naomi Osaka?
On a scale from 1 to 10, I'd say it's a solid 8. Like, you can get that side by side going.
Nice. Well, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you stepping out into the wilderness.
Yeah, there's a river that goes through here. It's pretty cool.
Is that right? How close are you to the river?
I'm close to a bridge. I could show you the river.
Yeah, we want to see the river.
We'll go on a little hike.
What's the name of the river?
I want to say this is the Yuba River.
The Yuba River.
It goes pretty far.
Okay.
I'm under a bridge now.
Under a bridge. Shout out to the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I'll flip it. Shout out.
Oh, look at it. The Yuba River. We see it. We see it.
Down there. It's prettier down there.
That's what's up, man. Well, listen, everybody, don't be afraid to take breaks. Don't be afraid to get on a snowboard. Don't be afraid to move to Truckee and pursue your inner peace. Miss Ashlie Watson has done all of those things. and we are grateful for her and her testimony. Thank you so much, Ashlie.
Thank you so much, Roger. It's been awesome talking to you. This has been an honor to be here.
For sure.
Yeah.
Peace, tribe. And another one.